Today we're taking a look at 10 games potentially coming to Mac in 2022 and 2023 and yada yada. Number 10 we have Isonzo. Isonzo is a tactical World War I Italian front shooter, releasing in early 2022 for PlayStation and Xbox consoles as well as Windows PC via Steam. Isonzo isn't confirmed for Mac. That being said, the developers M2H and Blackmill Games have gone on record saying they are looking into a Mac port. Let us not forget, the developers' prior World War I shooters also came to Mac, Tannenberg and Verdun. I wanted to include Isonzo in this video so that M2H can see that there is still a passionate audience on Mac who really want to try out their next game. Hardly any new FPS games arrive on Mac these days, since Apple transitioned to Metal on Mac, so this would be a wonderful gift for us. Plus, despite being a relatively small company, Isonzo looks more on par with AAA shooters in terms of graphics and production value. Number 9 is OXENFREE 2 Lost Signals. I'm super excited for this one. OXENFREE was one of my favorite indie adventure games. Not much is known about Lost Signals yet. What we do know is that it is set 5 years after the events of the first game. 30-something-year-old Riley returns to her hometown of Kamina to investigate mysterious radio signals, a World War II submarine, and a collection of lost, terrifying spirits. The first game also ran under OpenGL, whereas OXENFREE 2 is going to support the Metal framework for modern Macs and OpenGL 4.2 for older Macs, which is good. OXENFREE 2 Lost Signals is coming sometime in 2022. Number 8 we have EVERSPACE 2. EVERSPACE 2 was supposed to come out of early access in early 2022, with a Mac port to follow suit. But in a recent post on the game's Steam page, it was announced that not only is the Mac version delayed until early 2023, but so is the full release, version 1.0. It's a shame to wait another year, sure, but if that's what it takes to polish this open world shooter, I'm all for it. EVERSPACE 2 is going to be considerably more demanding than the first game too, probably requiring an Intel Mac with a 4GB AMD graphics card. The first game supported the Metal framework on Mac, so I'd say this one will too. Number 7 is Valheim. The exploration and survival game, Valheim, is very likely coming to Mac sometime soon. In November 2021, the developer went on record on the game's Steam page saying, Mac support status switched from just being considered but unlikely to very likely. The devs now have actual plans and are willing to add Mac support. The future is bright. This game was extremely popular when it dropped last year, and so many of you were asking for a Mac port, so this is really cool. I'm just hoping that they're not a little bit too late, as the player base has gone down a little since February last year. It's nothing dramatic though, it's still way up there on the Steam charts, and there are like 25k plus people playing this game at any given moment. It's also a very low-end game, meaning if you have an old Mac, like let's say an integrated chip, you can still join in on the fun with others online. Number 6 we have BitCraft. This one seriously deserves a better name than BitCraft. It looks pretty interesting though. This is going to be, I believe, a free MMORPG where you can build your own towns, explore massive environments, meet characters, hunt, and survive harsh weather. It's also been confirmed on the BitCraft Discord server that a Mac version is in development too, and many test builds have been done, and I think a native Apple Silicon build is being looked at, but don't count me on that. This is great as we don't have many new MMORPGs on Mac. Its art style looks quite similar to Breath of the Wild or maybe Genshin Impact, so I'm keen to see how it sets itself apart gameplay wise from those games and also just MMORPGs in general. Number 5 is LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I wasn't sure if I should put this one on the list. Feral Interactive usually port the LEGO Star Wars games to Mac, but there has been no confirmation of them working on this one. That being said, from an official StarWars.com post in August 2020, it was stated that a Mac version will come. It's just that there has been no word of Mac support since that post. Regardless, I'm getting this game no matter what platform it's on. I really love these LEGO games, and I have since I was like 8. And this one, I'm excited because it will explore the events of all 9 Star Wars films in a brand new LEGO video game. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is set to release in spring 2022. We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Mac port. Number 4, we have Crowsworn. It's always important to show love for 2D platformers, guys, especially on Mac. Crowsworn has players exploring a dark world inhabited by men, monsters, and machines. To fight back against those that stand in your way, you'll have access to a wide array of stylish combat maneuvers. The end goal here is to unravel the truth behind the curse of Firandel, if that's how you say it. Crowsworn is one of the most exciting 2D action platformers I've seen yet. I know it's very early, but it looks like it will be a masterpiece, mixing elements from classics such as Hollow Knight, Bloodborne, and DMC. Number 3 is Firmament. Again, I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. From the people behind puzzle adventure Myst, Riven, or Riven, and Abduction comes Firmament. I don't know how to pronounce the word. That might be it, that might not be. It is said to be a steampunk journey. There are a number of reasons to be excited for this one, but in particular, it's going to support a new feature in Unreal Engine, the Meta-Human toolset. It allows devs to play around with facial features, teeth, eyes and skin, complexion, before they pull the characters into Unreal Engine. It's also going to support the Metal framework and will only be playable on new Macs beyond 2015. I imagine it will run under the ARM architecture as they did for the recent Myst remake on M1 based Macs too. Number 2, we have Psychonauts 2. I can't believe that Psychonauts 2 is almost upon us. I've been talking about this one since 2019 on this channel, and it's been a long time. It's been a long journey. Double Fine have stated that the Mac port will come in Q1 2022. We don't have any word yet if it will be native to M1, but the original game was recently updated for new Macs with the Metal API, so I'm hoping Psychonauts 2 gets the same treatment. For many, it was their game of the year in 2021. It has fun 3D platforming gameplay that adults and children can enjoy alike, and it has an amazing, well-designed art direction and story. What's interesting here too is that Double Fine are owned by Microsoft, who generally don't port their games and a lot of their software to Mac, so it's surprising that this port is really going ahead, and I hope it's promising news for more games of this caliber in the future. Number 1, we have Total Warhammer 3. Feral Interactive have been quiet on the Mac front of late, probably because they've been super busy on iOS and doing a good job there too. So I'm happy to see them working again on Mac and on the next Warhammer game for Mac. It's a huge blockbuster AAA strategy title where you'd better be ready to worship the Chaos Gods. With new factions stepping onto the battlefield, there are tons of new armies and ways to play. The game will also be set in the realm of chaos, a dimension of twisted magic and mind-bending reality. Warhammer 2 is said to have cross-store multiplayer, and it will offer a native M1 version. Fantastic to see. The game's requirements have not been announced yet, but if Warhammer 2 is anything to go by, you'll want to play this game on an Intel Mac with a powerful dedicated graphics card or an Apple M1 based Mac. Total Warhammer 3 is releasing on the 17th of February via Steam and the Epic Games Store. Here are some bonus upcoming Mac games. In Haunted Space, players will battle capital ships and creatures amongst the stars in a horror-laced space simulation. This one is said to offer a native M1 port as well. Skyclimbers has you building a kingdom, choosing a class, and taming monsters. It all takes place in a procedurally generated anime-themed metaverse. The dev is also working on a native M1 port too. Embers Adrift is a hardcore MMORPG with no quest hubs, no minimaps, and no railroads. TUNIC is an action-adventure where you explore a land filled with lost legends, ancient powers, and ferocious monsters. Basically, it's about a fox on an adventure. Paralives looks to be inspired by the iconic Sims 2, building on what made that game so brilliant with its silly human simulation experience. Victoria 3 is Paradox Entertainment's next grand strategy game. Build your ideal society in the tumult of the exciting and transformative 19th century. Which game from this list are you most excited to try on your Mac? In many ways, take this list lightly, as some games may be cancelled. It usually happens whenever I make these videos. Plus, just like every year when I make this list, we're missing most games from other platforms. But there are some important developments within these games that might make our platform more enticing to developers in the future. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Apple gaming related. My name's Stewie, and thanks for watching.